Alright, so today I'm back with yet another chapter review. And today we will go over chapter 241, which is insane, so be sure to stick till the end because you don't want to miss it. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking and let's get right into the chapter. However, before that, please double check if you are subscribed to the channel, as you don't want to miss my chapter reviews. And while you're already down there, you can always leave a like and a comment, and with that out of the way, let's finally get into it. So we begin chapter 241 by seeing which teams are facing which. We see that Spain is up against Paris, and England is facing the mighty Ubers. Now what does this mean for Bastard Munchen? Well, it means that it's finally their turn to sit this round out. Everyone is in the training field, and Hiyori is sitting down on the ground. He says that while the other teams battle each other, they can instead use the time to train and level up. And since their final match is against PXG, and will also be the last match of the Neo-Egoist League, it means that it's their last opportunity to showcase their worth. We see Igarashi looking frightened as Hiyori says it, while Raichi on the other hand is laughing like a maniac. He wonders why his value is lower than Hiyori's, but ensures them that he's definitely not pissed. Hiyori comments that despite what he is saying, he looks oddly satisfied with himself, and our Shark Boy tags on by saying that Raichi can't hide the fact that he's super hyped to have got his own offer. They all laugh, before Yukimiya says that Hiyori's assist to Isagi was absolutely sick and wonders if anything happened. Hiyori tells him that he finally bought into the Blue Lock mentality, saying that he wants to produce the world's strongest striker and that he wants to play football alongside players who can understand his passes. With Hiyori's new mentality, he looks at them and says that he is ready to discard any player who is too stupid to understand his passes. They are all caught off guard, and Yukimiya says that this new Hiyori reminds him of Itoshi Sai, and Raichi says that it means that Hiyori has given up on his goal of becoming a striker and is now set on settling as a playmaker. After that, Hiyori changes the conversation and says that he's at least not getting roasted on social media like Isagi is. Isagi is taken aback by this, as he's never heard about that. Hiyori then reads out some of the comments from their latest game against the Ubers. The first one saying that Isagi Yoichi is the future of Bastard Munchen, and Bastard's best future frontline is Isagi Yoichi and Michael Kaiser, the top two duos. Even though they're still immature and constantly fighting and getting in each other's way, if those two manage to understand and sync up with each other, then they hold the ability to potentially become the most lethal striker duo in the world. Isagi has a disgusted look on his face until he breaks out in total anger. It looks like he's powering up to go into full rage mode as he screams that there's absolutely no way of that happening. Everyone starts to laugh, and Reichi says that the comments got a point and that the two of them are extremely buddy-buddies with each other. This just fuels Isagi's rage as he says that he would rather die than team up with that piece of shit. Hiyori adds in saying that Isagi is a bit too harsh and that Kasagi is the trendiest Blue Lock topic currently and even the Blue Lock's best couple. Isagi at this point has had enough and tells them to cut it out, but Reichi comments saying that it's like where he pretends he hates it but is secretly totally into it, which I found really funny. Anyway, in the middle of their silliness, Corona suddenly starts to walk away, saying that he needs to work on some individual training. Raichi says that he's got a point, and that all of them have to level up and move up in the rankings. Even Hiyori, who is higher than Raichi, admits that his auction value isn't at a level where he can just kick back and relax, as if they don't finish in the top 23. All of their hard work would have been for nothing, and with that all of them leave, or at least all except one, and that person is Igarashi, who comes up and asks if Isagi's got a moment. Isagi sees that Igarashi is looking really tense and asks him what's up. Igarashi says that he hasn't yet played in a match and that his total value is still 0. He looks like a lost puppy as he asks Isagi what he needs to do to survive. Isagi, shocked by this, doesn't know what to say. Igarashi starts going off saying that if he can't play in the next game, then he's finished, and even though he's trying his best, he just can't catch up to the rest of them. He knows that he's got to force his way into the lineup, but everyone keeps getting bigger and bigger offers. He begs Isagi for any advice that he can give him, and even calls him the great Isagi Yoichi-sama. Isagi thinks for a bit before telling Igarashi that he's sorry, but that he's got nothing. Igarashi is furious, asking him how that is the best he can come up with. Igarashi starts swinging Isagi back and forth and tells him to use his brain and think. After some time, Isagi asks Igarashi what his reason is for playing football. Igarashi tells him that it's to get out of taking over his family's temple. However, Igarashi is worried that his reason isn't enough as the other reasons are much larger, and that they are aiming to be the best player in the world, and wonders if he needs to change his target to becoming the world's best player. Before Igarashi can go on any longer, Isagi asks if his reason isn't already enough. He says that he and almost everyone can only focus on and pursue achievable, realistic short-term goals. Isagi explains that you can't compare your goals with other people, and that he's got to pursue his goals to the fullest, which is the foundation of his ego, an ego that is totally unique to Igarashi. He gently punches Igarashi in his chest and tells him that not wanting to take over his family's temple, that's one heck of an ego Igarashi's got there, telling him not to lose it. Igarashi looks a bit lost for words before looking determined and says that now he kinda knows what to do. Isagi is surprised and says that he hasn't even told Igarashi about his suggestions regarding training and stuff like that. However, Igarashi says that he's good and that he can think about that himself and thanks Isagi. Isagi smiles, and then suddenly Igarashi tells him that, to be honest, when they met before in the survival game of tag, he would have never been able to think of Isagi as a player becoming worth a mind-blowing 100 million yen. Igarashi, with a newfound motivation, says that he will admit that Isagi is freaking amazing. Isagi is shocked at where all of this is coming from, but Igarashi says that he knows because the two of them started at the bottom as the two worst players of Blue Lock, and that even though he hates to admit it, Isagi is definitely on the path to becoming the best player in the world, and after that, they walk off laughing. However, not everyone is in such a cheerful and happy mood as we see Michael Kaiser, who is valued at a crazy 320 million yen. He's in the Blue Lockman system field training against the Blue Lock goalkeeper. He stops the ball and says that he came to the Neo-Egoist League to surpass Noah, stating that Bastard Munchen's first team is a squad designed to maximize Noah's strengths, and with Noah crowned as the world's strongest forward, the chances of Kaiser stealing his spot as the Bastards' ace striker was 100% impossible. This is why he wanted to use this league to secure a bigger offer from another club, and then force his way out of Bastard Munchen, which is his plan to become the best player in the world. And he has currently achieved step 1 of his plan, but even so, there's no way in hell that he can go home after losing to Isagi. He says this as he violently kicks the ball against the net. By the entrance, we can see Alexis Ness watching Kaiser closely. He thinks to himself that he knows that Kaiser can do it, and that ever since that day, and ever since that moment as he wallowed in that familiar sense of despair, Kaiser showed up and taught him that there was no such thing as impossible. And with that, we also see a much younger Ness and Kaiser, which likely means that we will get into a flashback next chapter, which I'm really looking forward to. The text at the bottom says, "The ray of hope amidst all the darkness." Kaiser's and Ness's first interaction, a flashback to the beginning of their partnership. The next chapter is called The Blue Rose and the Magician Part 1, so it's pretty clear that we will get into the exciting past of both Kaiser and Ness, which I'm really looking forward to, as even though we know a lot about their powers and abilities, we don't really know that much about their past, and why Ness is so loyal to Kaiser, even though he treats him like worthless trash. Maybe that's one of his kinks, what do I know? Also, just a quick side note before ending it, I was really glad to see Igarashi having some belief in himself. Even though I'm a pretty big Igarashi hater, I still don't want to see him go just yet, as that would be extremely sad, and I doubt that it's his time to go just yet. Also, I don't want to say that Corona was jealous, but it was a bit weird that he just walked away when they were having so much fun. I get that he got injured and has to train his strength back up, and I personally hope Noah prioritizes Corona before Hiyori in the upcoming match. But yeah, this is just my thoughts on it, and please leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments, as I love reading them. If you like Blue Lock and videos like this, then I would highly suggest you subscribe to this channel, and while you are at it, leave a comment and a like, as it helps out with the algorithm a ton. And if you are curious to see another video of mine, then please watch the video, which will be popping up on the screen now. Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.